Hello, this is Rudy Puente, CG51 instructor and counselor at Cabrillo College. Today, I want to talk to you about the general education system that is accepted at the University of California, UC, and the California State University, CSU systems. For starters, let's go on to cabrillo.edu. We'll put our mouse on academic and careers. We click on academic counseling. We'll scroll down and we'll click on Igetc. Once there, we are going to click where it says pattern, and it's going to take us to the Cabrillo College 2020-2021 Igetc transfer pattern. One of the key things you want to know about this is that this general education pattern is both accepted for the University of California, for the UC, and the CSU. The requirements are very similar, but at the same time, they're a little bit different. For the CSU, they require that you minimum have a 2.0 GPA, and the UC requires that you have a minimum of 2.4 GPA in order to be meeting the minimum criteria. Now, meeting minimum criteria does not mean that you will be eligible to the school of your choice or that you will be accepted. Rather, it's just the minimum requirement. Keep in mind that at Cabrillo, any course that is numbered 1 through 99 is guaranteed to transfer to CSU. And any course that's numbered 1 through 49, for the most part, is UC transferable. However, it's important that you check the Cabrillo College catalog or the schedule of classes to determine if, in fact, the course that you are taking is UC transferable. Also, keep in mind that some courses do have limitations as to where you can transfer with them. Let's go on to the general ed. If you were to complete this sheet on both sides, you'd have approximately 37 units of general education. While it's not required that you complete all of your Igetc, it is highly recommended that most students complete the whole sheet. However, there's always some exceptions, and that is the case for any student who's looking at a STEM-related major. They probably don't want to work on Igetc 100%. They want to work more on the major and less on general ed. But that's where a counselor can come in and give you an idea if Igetc is right for you or not. Also, keep in mind that some UCs have their specific requirements from their campus and they don't necessarily recognize Igetc. That's why it's always important to work with a counselor. So let's start off with Area 1. Area 1 consists of Group A, and so you are required to take a class from this area. Group B, you are required to take a critical thinking, and the courses are right here. And then Group C, the courses that fulfill this requirement are in this area. Now, keep in mind that this right here says required for CSU only. If your goal is to transfer to the UC system, you are not required to take a communications class. If you are thinking of a CSU, you are required to take a communications class. If you're wondering, what are all these classes? What is English? What is communications? You always want to go back and reference your catalog for Cabrillo or your schedule of classes so that when you select a class, you select the class that you like. We then go into Area 2. Area 2 is your math. And all these courses right here fulfill the math requirement. If you are not a math major or you're not going into a field that requires a lot of math, you might want to be looking at like Math 10, which is more of a general math, or Math 12, statistics, or maybe a Psych 2A, statistics for behavioral science majors. However, it's always important that you check to see what the school that you're looking to transfer to requires. If there is more than one school in your plan, there might be more than one math class required for admissions to that particular campus. Once again, work with a Cabrillo counselor so that we can assist you in making sure you pick the right class. We then go into Area 3. Area 3 is the arts and humanities. Basically, what we're asking for you to do here, if you want to fulfill this area, is to complete an arts class. And any course in this area is an arts requirement. So any course in here would go in here. You're also required to take a humanities class. And so any course from this area is humanities. The third one is asking that you complete another arts or humanities. So either an extra course from here or down here, and you'll put it in here. The area 4 is your social sciences. If you are looking to transfer to a University of California, a UC, you are basically required to pick 3 of these courses of your like. Now, keep in mind that sometimes, depending on what your major is, you might be able to use a course for general ed and your major. When in doubt, check with a counselor and we can assist you with that part. If you are looking to transfer to a California State University, a CSU campus, it's important that you read this part down here. It's basically giving you information as far as, what the CSU requires for you to graduate. For example, the CSU will require that you complete a Political Science 1, Intro to Government, or Political Science 5, American Political Thought, to graduate from a CSU. And they also require a U.S. history. For example, History 14, you'll notice has a little asterisk, or History 15, right? So there are different history classes, or I should say U.S. history classes, that fulfill the CSU graduation requirement. And if you take it and you put it in here, you're basically fulfilling 2 requirements, the general ed and the CSU graduation requirement. We move on to area 5, which is your physical and biological. We're basically asking that you complete a physical science class, and you put that in here, and we're asking that you complete a biological science class from this area, and you place it in here. Keep in mind that any course, whether it be physical or biological, if it has a little plus by it, it indicates that it has a lab. And either your physical or biological must have a lab. Otherwise, you won't have fulfilled the requirement. The foreign language is very specific for UC. If you're going to a CSU, they don't require a foreign language for general ed. If you completed 2 years of foreign language, of the same foreign language that is, in high school with the C or higher, you can use your high school transcript to fulfill that requirement. You simply will connect with your high school and ask them that they send Cabrillo an official transcript so that we can determine if you have that requirement. If you don't have 2 years of the same year, sorry, 2 years of the same foreign language in high school, then you can fulfill that by taking a foreign language at Cabrillo. And down here, we tell you the different foreign languages we have at Cabrillo. The multicultural requirement is something that Cabrillo requires for any AA or AS degree. Now, keep in mind, if your desire is to earn an AAT, Associate of Arts Transfer, or AST, Associate of Science Transfer, you are not required to take a multicultural course. Remember, multicultural courses are those that either fall in here, or possibly some fall up over here that have a little hashtag. For example, Art History 16. That is specifically for Cabrillo and not required for transfer. Once again, the multicultural. In closure, you'll notice how there's some empty boxes down here for the major. This is where the counselor will come in to the picture to assist you in determining what class or classes you need in order for you to be eligible to transfer to a 4-year. If your goal is to transfer to a CSU or UC, you might want to start visiting this website down here, assist.org, where you can also find the specific requirements that the school or schools that you are considering transferring to require for you to have. It's very important that you look at this website and that you work with a counselor. Remember, completing this sheet on both sides does not give you the 60 units that you need for UC or CSU. This will roughly give you about 37 units, so the remaining units can come from your major prep. I hope this was helpful. Please ask questions. We are here to help you.